The New York Jets had their first practice. Football is back, and there's a couple of storylines we have to get into. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary, back with another video. Today, I'm breaking down the two biggest storylines from camp today. Before we get started, just wanted to mention you can follow on socials, Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast, wherever it is that you get your podcast. New episodes drop every Monday for now. During the season, which is coming very soon, moves to Wednesdays. You can call in and leave me your questions. And of course, bonus content over on Patreon. Check that out too, please. So it was really no secret. 2021 was not a very good year for the New York Jets 2020 draft class, specifically Mekhi Becton and Denzel Mims, who were pretty solid as rookies and were supposed to be building block pieces of this team going forward. Mekhi Becton missed essentially the entire year and then had a offseason just filled of storylines and drama, and it was frustrating. I was just very much so looking forward to him getting back on the football field. And then Denzel Mims, who surprisingly last year was buried on the roster, and then when was given opportunities was horrific. But today, a new year, a new time, and both of those guys looked good, and we have some news about both of them. So we'll start with Mekhi Becton, which is the big story here. It's official. The Jets will be playing George Fant on the left side and Mekhi on the right side. Not super surprising. Fant was pretty solid as a left tackle last year. He's more comfortable on the left side, both his words and Robert Saleh's words. It's pretty obvious that he performed better on the left side too. When we saw him, he was okay at right tackle in 2020, but was really good at left tackle last year. And Mekhi on the right side, I don't look at this as a demotion or a failure. I look at this as trying to get your best five on the field and in their best spots. So Laken Tomlinson is coming in and playing left guard. So that means that both Becton and AVT, who a lot of people thought, myself included, this is your left side of the offensive line for years to come. They move over to the right side, and I think there's a lot of potential there. Robert Saleh said today that he sees a lot of potential with those two. And in the run game specifically, I think they're just going to be downright dominant. AVT came on strong at the end of last year. Becton, when he was healthy in 2020, we saw what he can do. And I am just so thrilled the shape that he came in and how good he looked yesterday. And obviously he's on the field today, and they're getting going and they're getting after it. And I just, I'm so excited. And supposedly Robert Saleh said too, after practice, that aside for the 4th of July, the week around the 4th of July, Becton was at the facility every single day. So the effort's there. Hopefully the health comes because he is in good shape. The effort is there, and I can't wait. And I'm glad he is using the big bust mantra to stick it to his haters because, there are a lot. So I'm very much so rooting for the kid. And another guy that I'm still rooting for is Denzel Mims, who was really good today. He had 4 or 5 catches, a couple of nice acrobatic ones. And that's what the Jets were hoping for when they drafted Denzel Mims out of Baylor, is to be that jump ball guy. He was never going to be someone who was going to have a bunch of separation, which is, part of the reason why last year people thought, could he even play in this system? Obviously, it's just one practice in one day, so we don't want to go completely nuts. But with that being said, no matter what happens here, it's really good for the Jets either way if he plays well. Because think about it. What I'm rooting for, I like Denzel. I would like for him to stick around on the team and maybe, carves out a role as the team's 4th or 5th receiver and is pretty solid. Or his trade value goes up by playing well, and the Jets are able to move him and get something back in return on a guy that they probably weren't going to use. It's a win-win for the Jets. Again, I personally like Denzel, so I want him to stick around. And my stance on him was always that I thought he deserved another opportunity in training camp to earn his job back this year. But he was on thin ice based on his performance last year. It was really bad. There were a lot of external factors too, with the food poisoning and COVID. There was a lot going on with both of these guys, both Mekhi Becton and Denzel Mims. And through one practice today, pretty solid. You'll take it. Mims healthier, acrobatic catches. This is what you're rooting for. And we go full optimist Jet lens for a second. If he is what they thought they were getting when they drafted him out of Baylor, then this Jets offense has even more potential. Even if he's just a solid number 4 guy for this team this year, then that's perfect. That's great. The Jets' depth at the wide receiver position could be really, really something. I'm rooting for the kid. Like I said, a lot of people wanted to run him out of town, and I get it. He was extremely, extremely frustrating, but I'm glad that both of these guys showed up in phenomenal shape. A lot of these guys did too. Zach Wilson, I think, is coming in at 216 pounds, which is a big improvement from where he was last year. I just can't wait for football. It was like such a little tease today. It was so good though. It like just got me over the edge of, okay, like we're here. Football's back. Yesterday was exciting seeing the guys coming in the building. Now the pads are on. We have the left tackle versus right tackle situation figured out. You have Denzel, who maybe this is going to be the summer of Denzel Mims. I'm here for it. I know some people don't want to talk about it. I get it, but it's going to be a storyline. Lots more to come in the coming days. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on day one in the comments below. Thank you so much. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll talk to you next time.